That's how he says it in American.
Nope, please. I just got 2 kills.
Yeah.
Oh, Bo, that was honestly.
I know.
So
She kicked my ass. She kicked my ass.
No. No, the meatball. No.
Brad, I called you so bad.
Oh, Jesus. I got a kill?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm a sleeper agent.
Did you say step in the jump rat trap?
Don't step in the trap.
Oh my god, Mercy was so close.
Going in, boys.
Oh, Mercy above.
Whoa. Do the composite.
Oh my god!
No, turn right, please. Come on.
Oh my god, get the Reaper behind, please. Turn around, please. Swing. Swing. Yes. There we go.
No, he stood up.
Hi. Okay. Momentum lost. You win. I will get trail up there. I know this is a waste of pop, but I think if alright, I'm just gonna kick this. I wanted to pop it. I already knew you were here. They are gonna finish that far gen. There's no way I get that. Hook him and then go. Shame. Sorry. I can't believe that. Oh, dude, the range was dirty there. What? No, you can warn him right now. I took the box. We're in a custom match, so we're just having
You have
fun.
to be in front of the heads.
He didn't leave because he wants to Is he gonna go get the save? I hope he goes get the save. Damage this gen rather than later. Yeah, I need to relaunch my gen. I don't know what's going on. Because I don't have any other juicy. Yeah. Rail isn't back up though. What up, nerds? Hey, Ginger. Thanks for popping in, dude. I honked at Nebs in the lobby, and she didn't notice. But, what up, gamers? Just some DBD tonight. Sorry I couldn't go live last night. I had a rehearsal come up, but I should be live again tomorrow night. Either she's listening to the stream. Tonk. Bonk. Tomorrow night will either be more DVD or Alien Isolation VR. I don't know yet. But anyone who's hanging, if you want to join my lobby, I'm gonna set mine's set to public. I'll have to tell Nebs to make sure hers is public, and people should be able just to join through my Steam. Unless you're not on Steam, in which case you'll have to friend me. But the good news is there's no limit on friends unless it's through Steam. Anyway, I'm gonna go bug Nebs now. We'll see if I can spook her. Boo. Did I spook you?
No, I was watching your stream.
I know. I was like, do I do it quickly and try to spook her, or am I nice? And I was nice. I still need to get 3 unhooks with We'll Make It. What are you working on?
Unhook one survivor at the end game collapse.
We can make that happen. I'm
Last
probably
time
gonna
you said
die,
that
but
you
we can make
died.
it. I know. Ginger said, just hop off to cook dinner from playing with Mary. Oh, that's always fun. I hope Mary's doing well. Wait, was Mary live? Oh no. I may have missed a Mary stream. Bad mod. I cooked dinner tonight. Be proud. Nebs, be proud. Chat, be proud. I cooked dinner. I cooked...
Kinda dinner.
They were like Italian sausages, like chicken sausages, and rice pilaf.
Never heard of that, but okay.
You haven't heard of rice pilaf?
No,
It's just a type of rice. I don't know what else to tell you. See, Ginger's saying it's so good.
Well, the only kind of rice that we have around my family is cheesy rice, and I don't like rice, so...
Oh, Mary is still streaming Dead by Daylight. Maybe we can have a crossover event of the century. Rice is life, Ginger said in my chat. Matches have been going well so far tonight. That's always good to hear, but we'll see. What are you munching on, bro?
I was just moving my mic.
Oh, I thought I heard you put like a piece of candy in your mouth or something.
No,
You
I
have 2
did.
spots open.
I did have a big bag of the Cadbury mini eggs. I bought a $10 bag worth.
Dude, I showed you the Girl Scout Thin Mint pretzels. I
They
didn't
just
like them.
sound so bad.
Those pretzels were way too salty, and they didn't taste like a Thin Mint. It was like darker chocolate. So it was just very salty, and but I was high though. I'm gonna be honest here. Maybe I need to try them sober. Look. But so it sounds like Mary has a couple spots open, so maybe we should queue up with them. Sans VC. Although I guess then it's on an open lobby, but she's probably been live for a while, so she might wrap up soon anyway. Oh, it's a nemesis, and he immediately ran into me, and I'm at Shack. This is a great start to the first match.
I saw one of the boxes. I was like, I think I know who that is.
It would be a nemesis or a Wesker.
My poor noob brain. I'm still trying to learn everything.
He has no idea where I went, so he left me. Nemesis isn't bad. I mean, it's just he has the whip, and getting hit by a zombie or the whip infects you, and if you're already infected, it will damage you. And when he gets to tier 2, he can break pallets, and oh my god, my frames. Okay, let me just... there you go. Hopefully that helps. Oh, I'm with Ada. Where are you working on it, Jen? I see you're almost done. guess I'll...
I'm in one of the corners, but I don't know where exactly it is.
Oh, I think I greeted this too hard.
I see a zombie off in the distance.
He left me again. I'm gonna have to...
Going for me. Oh,
I'm gonna have to figure out... I'm getting weird frame rate issues. So after this match, I'm gonna have to close something. I don't know what's open, but something bad is open. What were you saying, Nebs?
honestly, I don't remember.
Okay, bet me neither. Oh, Ginger also got a nemesis as her first killer earlier tonight. Nearly escaped. Well, hopefully our match doesn't go the same. He seems, he's got the pay to win skin. He's got the blighted, I think it's called skin, where he's all like golden and juicy and pussy goodness. There's no other way to put
This
that.
sound worse.
I know.
Oh shit.
But Nebs, you know the blight, the pinball wizard? So there's some characters like Executioner, who's Pyramid Head from Silent Hill, or Nemesis, have like a blighted skin where they're like roided out and have like the golden juices.
Okay, yeah, I see him. Oh! I forgot how fast he is.
Light work, clean them up. Appreciate
Stop
that.
that
Thanks for
chin.
dropping in, Joe. Speedo Joe is such a good name.
Yeah,
Honestly,
he's coming right at me.
one of my
Oh,
favorite parts of streaming is seeing
It's
some of the
talented.
genius names people have. Yeah, my frames are being weird. I'll have to figure something.
Okay.
Seems like they're looping him though.
Yeah, somehow.
Oh, I see him. He's coming towards me. He's chasing me. Don't kick my gen. He kicked my gen.
He kicked mine. He's rude.
Oh, sorry, Michaela. Rip. I mean, no one's been hooked, so... Michaela, don't bring him here. Bro. I know I'm healthy, but come on, man. Now he's, tier 2. He didn't kick this, so I can still work on this. Never really played, but ready for premium gameplay. This is the first match of the night. This is not canon unless I escape. Then it's canon. Right, Nubs? The first match is never canon unless we escape. Okay, good talk. We're about to finish.
Pretty good.
Yeah, we're about to finish the middle gem.
Yeah, I'm going to run over to this. Michaela's next to me.
Why do I see somebody's aura? Oh, he's opening a gate. Okay, do you want to do the thing? Do you want me to let him hook me and then you can save me?
Sure. I think.
I
it's
don't. I
the
think he
aura,
gave up.
so-
To be honest with you.
Yeah, we all kind of trashed him. I'm running towards you. I hear
He
him.
wants me to leave.
Poor
Just put
guy.
me on here, just once. Just once. One hook? No, he's really saying no. And I don't want to make him angry. Okay. I don't want to torment the poor guy.
Yeah.
If he wants out, he wants out, and I respect that. But I gave him my toolbox. All right, cannon match. Let's go.
Everyone survived. Poggers.
Pogger. Can't believe you just said that. He knew light work. I almost feel like I almost feel like this guy Speedo Joe in my chat was the killer. Because he came and he's like, you got this, light work. I gotta close. What's the problem? Oh, you know what? Maybe that'll help. I was waiting to see if... What is this? I guess Kayla's looking for Hatch, but she's gonna die at this point. She actually wanted to run to that zombie to get the speed boost. Oh, she hears it? Oh my god, she's so lucky she found that. Gotta give them props for being a good sport. Actually, wait, is their profile public? Oh, I can't comment on their profile. That's lame. The Michaela was named Sad Life.
I saw that. Then the
Oh
other
my
one
god,
was,
did you look at their...
Beats.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Oh, Low-Key Beats, yeah. But Sad Life, did you look at their profile?
No, I didn't.
They had this like grumpy cat profile picture and it just says, the problem with some people is that they exist. Let me see. Let me see if Mary wants to... Oh, did we queue up? Oh no, we're back. We're back.
Could have done so much better there, and I just didn't. She completely mind gamed me. I need to mind off, brain off.
Flip over that Monopoly board.
I know it's the Hexboard is the stinky skull merchant. She's kind of cute. She did be kind of cute though. I'm still not sure if I know how I feel about her. We went for two for a little while. I'm not sure if Ginger wants to come back. Who else? Who is the second? Is it somebody that we know? Because that is of importance. I don't hate her sex. I just hate literally everything else. Honestly, that's understandable. Worst chapter they've ever released. It's broken as shit. Regardless of what you think about it, it's literally...
Give me a minute here, Nebs.
She's close to me. I hear the thuds.
If it was just you, absolutely. But for now, I think we're just gonna stick with the two stack. Thank you.
Alright, she said no. Her loss. Doesn't get any of this.
Riot.
Doesn't get any of this pro DVD content from you.
I don't know why you think I'm a pro, but...
Bro, you only have 36 hours in the game, and you keep up with me pretty well. So I think you're a natural. I mean, you're still learning a lot of the killers because, like, you just haven't seen every killer. But you got the basics down, Pat.
Yes, do circle around killer, then get killed.
Yeah, do circle around killer. Make killer swing and miss.
And then smack myself into an unmovable object and get stuck every single time I walk around a corner.
Okay, we got Home Slice 321 and Molly Santan. Not Satan, not Santana, not Santa, Santan.
Some interesting people tonight.
Dude, look at the Renato. Look at his pants. He's got like wave connection successful. We're back. Stream down? No. Lies. Fake news. Stream never went down. What are you talking about, right, Nebs? Stream was always here. You disconnected. It wasn't me, it was you. Chat, how could you leave me like that?
Divorce. I'm taking the kids. I'm taking our single kid. Special ed.
No, come on. And the goose.
The goose is the child.
The goose is the child. My friend Mad popped in and said, was good, little mama. No. For so many reasons, no. Uh-oh. Disconnected from host. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I think I had a weird, I might have to relaunch because I had that disconnect. Hey, Boiler. Yeah, I need to rejoin your party. Sorry, Nips.
Oh no.
You need to leave the lobby you're in.
Oh, yeah, it just kicked me out.
Well, now it says
It
you're
says
in a match.
result.
Yeah, it probably
to
queued
press
you for a match
continue.
without me. They're afraid. Yeah, they can't handle all this. All my Chad Felix glory. Oh, wait, you know what? I have the funniest thing to tweet. I was like, I forgot it earlier. Okay, so here's the story. I need to figure out how to word this in a tweet. But I kid you not, what happened tonight at dinner is I was standing, both my parents were sitting at the table eating. And I was standing getting more food at like the stove. And I kid you not, my mom says to my dad, and basically tells him that his ass has gone flat. And then says, you used to look like that. And I just turn my head and she's pointing at me. And I just go, yeah? And she's like, yeah. And my dad this whole time is just eating. He's just like, whatever, man.
His
So
ego's been hurt.
It's I guess I got good genes though. So we gotta word this into a tweet.
Mom complicated or just
Um,
that's the wrong word. Mom
how about-
complimented my cakes.
No, that's so no. Tonight my
Just say from
mom
here, Alabama.
told my dad at dinner his ass has gone flat and used to look like mine. I don't know. I feel like that's fair. That's it. That's the whole tweet, I think. We're just sending it. If I have to reword that later, we're going to reword it later. Let me just... Yoink. Can I get a reference photo of both? Alright, man. Highest comment a parent can give. I guess so. It was just crazy. I was just like... It was just crazy. A highlight of my night, but still crazy. Oh, you know what? I should not put a line break. The badonkadonk is crazy. Mad, bro, you haven't seen. I wasn't even ready up this entire time. I'm the cringe one. It was me.
I was wondering if you'd realize it. I was also trying to fix my mic a little because I don't know what it's picking up. It makes me so paranoid.
You know what you could do is
Be mute.
No, I was gonna say, instead of using like the Discord noise cancellation, you can actually download NVIDIA Broadcast because you have an NVIDIA GPU now, and use that for noise removal. It does it super well because it uses like the AI tensor cores on the GPU that are normally used for ray tracing, but it uses them for like basically AI noise removal. Also,
You
I'm
have to
being
send
told.
that to me later.
Oh yeah, I'll show that to you later if you remind me. I'm being told I have a bow donkadonk. Man, I'm not gonna send you a picture of my ass.
That's
Bro.
why he has OnlyFans. Come on, man.
That's hey now. I unironically have considered an only hands.
Oh, gee.
It's just hand content. I think I have nice hands. You've seen my hands. What do you think? Rate my hands. Be
That's
honest.
such a weird way to put it.
No, be honest. Rate my hands. Scale 1 to 10. How nice are my hands?
I would put them at an 8.
See? Above average. That's worth it. Hand models make dough unironically. I know. And I moisturize my hands every day. That's not true. I do moisturize them a lot though.
I moisturize mine every day, and yet they still feel like calluses. But I actually work with my hands.
What do you mean actually? My hand. But yeah, no, that's fair. You do work with your hands a lot. I need to get back into lifting, and then I'll end up getting some calluses on the inside. But bowed, sure, bowed. Matt, I don't know what you mean by that. I'm gonna sneeze.
Bless you.
Oh,
Bless
thanks.
you.
No, I don't deserve to.
But you sneezed twice.
I know.
Double
Usually the
blessings.
joke I make with people is if they'll sneeze and I'll say bless you, and then they'll sneeze again and I'll say you only get one.
Just
Or I'll
like
try to say it in
in the
different.
eyes.
Yeah, I'll try to say it in different languages like salut or gesundheit.
Too bad you won't hear me because I always mute myself.
You do always mute when you sneeze.
Oh, we spawn next to each other.
Your own.
No. Oh God.
Did the ace scare you?
Yes. I thought he was like Michael Myers or something. I do hear a heartbeat.
Oh wait,
though,
do these
either way.
mannequins look at you when you...
I have no idea. They're not looking at me.
Oh my
hear
god, my frames. I definitely have to close NVIDIA broadcast after this.
I hear a gen nearby. Oh,
It's a pyramid
it's
head.
Pyramid Head. Oh, he found me. Meow.
Oh.
I don't know why I did that. Oh,
Oh my god, I didn't even notice Butt Spot. Butt Spot put a D's in the middle of a... That's so meta. Somebody said Butt Spot yes, and Butt Spot said Butt D's yes. If only Butt Spot could make a loop of it's saying Butt Spot yes. You could say Butt Spot yes D's and see if it repeats that. The boiler. Yes, it was the boiler dwarf.
I think he's coming after you
He
guys.
is, yeah. I was just hoping we could finish that gen in time. Yeah, I think he kicked the gen. Man. Oh, man.
He is just so mean.
He do be kind of mean. Okay, bet. He flicked at the gen, but then he left. I'm hoping I can finish this. Please don't come back. I beg. Oh, baby, let's go. Okay, this is honestly really difficult to play. I really don't want to hop in a locker and fix this. I want to try to play this match and then fix it. I got the ace though. I need to get 2 more unhooks this match for my archive.
Well, I feel like that's going to be easy with how this guy's playing so far.
Well, you say that, but the oh my god. But Pyramid Head can also cage. So I really we need to make sure not to run in the trail of torment or whatever it is. Although he might intentionally not cage us so that he can worry us.
Could be. Because he's gotten 3 so far. Like 3 hooks. While you're sitting with no hooks. Just so mean.
I'm just good at the game, I guess. But you know, you're my, or this Nancy's my second unhook. And I can heal her real fast. You can see he's across the map. Okay, bet. This isn't going too poorly though. I would take chase, but like I said, I'm having some frame rate trouble, so it's really tough.
I think it's fine so far.
Dude,
As long as I don't.
my chat is so corny, but they really try to hype me up. Boiler said goated, more like boated. Oh man, you guys are cringe, but I love you. Dude, I love the sound of him flicking the knife. It sounds like a thunderclap in the distance.
I just keep thinking it sounds like blowing bubbles. Like in water or something.
What kind of bubbles are you blowing? Yeah, fucking I like pull out, you know, a little, like little bottle, pull out the tube and go.
No, just get some.
It kind of sounds like a gunshot in the distance. I used to get Slinger confused with Pyramid Head, because I think Pyramid Head sounds more like a gunshot, but then Slinger it's a harpoon. Well, technically it's a spear gun, I think.
Oh,
I need to get one more on hook.
Better not come over here.
Also, what's
He's
up,
trying to
Vibes?
get
Thanks for
me.
popping in, dude. So I read your message when you sent it. I just didn't respond.
That did not work. Run away.
Oh, we're all healing. Where are you?
I'm in the main building, I think.
I found you.
I've never been.
I was gonna
on
try
this
to
map
come
before.
take chase. The good news
No,
is the
you're
hook
good.
is right there. And I'm right here.
If he figures it out, there we go.
I'm hoping he doesn't figure me out.
I think. Yeah. Oh shit.
Oh,
That
he's
was the
back.
wrong button.
He kicked my gen. Cringe. I'm trying to pull him away.
Yeah, the other two are just being weird.
Is he? Where did he go?
He's not.
Hello?
He's not chasing you. He's just camping.
Man, that was supposed to be my unhook. I literally just need one more.
He's after me.
Oh shit! I walked through the icky.
Oh, I barely missed that.
Chat, how bad does stream look?
I don't think I'm going to survive this. Get. Oh, that.
The
don't
gameplay
like this.
feels real bad.
He murrayed me.
I'm gonna have to close in video broadcast after this. It looks fine, really. It's not like crazy choppy, or is it normally crazy choppy? Oh no! See, he moored you.
I said that.
I'm sorry. I was talking to the chat a little bit. That's so lame. Hello, sir. Or ma'am. That was a clean hit. Yeesh. Taking him to shack. Them. It. She. I'm genuinely doing this at like 20 frames. Ah. Oh, I'm big dead. Oh, I had a little slideshow there.
Yeah, I saw it from your stream.
Yeah. Okay. Hopefully they don't save me too quickly. Oh. That was wrong this entire time. Oh, that's not good. Nancy, can you just heal me here? Please? Nancy? Oh, I'm big dead. Yeah, I'm getting like no frames. Let me see if I can
So
close.
bad.
Okay, I quit having NVIDIA broadcast. Hopefully that helps a lot. Yeah, my mic's still going through. Okay. Man, this is so lame. Oh, he's gonna come and get me next. Lame. Alright, time to find a nice hidey hole. No, please, not like this. Okay, bye. Oh. Vey. It was still a good match though. And we got all the gens done. It's just Devour kicked in. Or was it Noed? It was probably Noed, not Devour.
I have no
It
idea.
had to have been Noed, not Devour, actually. Well, it didn't have to, it's just very unlikely. I'm hoping this guy has adrenaline. Although no, adrenaline would have already procced when the last gen was completed. I was gonna say, because if he had adrenaline, I die, hatch spawns, he closes hatch, guy gets up. But I think it would have already triggered. Also, I just realized my monitor has a dead pixel. Oh, there you go. Big dead.
I've never seen the animation for it.
For when you die in the cage.
Mhm.
Yeah. It was bad, man. Thanks, Joe. I appreciate that, man. Big push. Alright, hopefully my frame rate is more stable now. I closed NVIDIA broadcast. I don't know if there's really anything else I can close. Yeah, there's like nothing else I can close. Alright, that one wasn't bad. I still need to get 3 unhooks.
Oh, so it's within one trial then? Yeah.
Cringe. Yuck.
No, you.
That was rude, but okay.
Won't cry.
Yes. Live on
Cry on
Twitch.tv.
stream.
Yeah. I'm literally closing like everything. Dude, fucking kill those midterms, brother. You got this. Get hitting 4K at a pretty pyramid feeling. SMH in my head. Okay, that still works. Yeah, I've literally closed like everything I can. So hopefully this is all good now. I'm gonna take a risk. Okay. Okay, we got green nutties and lemon. Wait, no.
Excuse me.
Green nades and lemonades. I wonder if they're a SWF.
It could be. I would presume.
Yes, I would presume so.
But you're the one that asked.
It was a rhetorical question.
I obviously don't know what that means.
It
Too bad I
means-
can't read.
Do you actually not know what a rhetorical question is?
No, I do. I was just trying to play.
Oh, okay. My bad. I'm cringe, I guess.
Cry.
I will. Where? That was it. That was the whole cry.
Just dead silence.
I said where. It's just like where.
I did not get that joke.
Okay, this is the one. This is the match. This is it. Gonna get my 3 on hooks. Easy peasy, living breezy. Living like Larry.
Isn't that a SpongeBob reference?
Yes.
Okay.
Real ones would know that reference.
When I first got my oldest dog, Bella, we would watch SpongeBob for hours.
You
She
and
would
the
watch- I
dog?
kid you not. She would watch the TV. It's the only thing I could get her to sit with me for.
There's this. That's so cute, first of all. There's this. Excuse me. There's a guy I watch. He posts YouTube shorts primarily. And. It's like a. Oh, it's a
It's a
wraith.
wraith.
Yeah, and he's got a silent bell.
No, he doesn't. I heard him.
Oh, my bad. I was too far away, I guess. So this guy's name is Jordan. I think his last name starts with an H. I forget his YouTube handle. But he's like mixed race, black guy, like short beard, short hair. Honestly, big arms. But anyway, he has posted videos about his family's cat, Harvey. And this cat, he's just holding this cat in one arm, like scooping, and then, you know, holding the phone to the bathroom mirror in the other arm. And this cat is the definition of head empty. There is no thought behind the eyes. And it's like a long fur, like charcoal gray cat. And this guy Jordan talks about how Harvey won't fall asleep unless there's Nickelback playing. Among other weird things Harvey does. And the crazy part was the Nickelback team sent Harvey a care package. Like Jordan had just set up a PO box. First bit of PO, or I guess not post office, first bit of fan mail was for Harvey the cat. And the crazy part is he showed another pet carrying the pet the same way, like upside down on its back, head empty. Oh, you know what? Touch Jen.
I think he was going
Yeah,
towards you.
he's right there. He got big stuff.
You
he's
want me
not
to see
gonna
if I
chase
can get
me.
him? Yeah, he's.
I'm just gonna do this, Jen. If he's not
No,
gonna
no, no,
chase
no,
me.
no, no, no. I got her.
Dude, nice.
How did he hit me from there?
Nancy and I are gonna finish this gen, and then I have a feeling we're gonna tickle time.
It did. It did. Let me vault. He was standing in the way apparently. It wouldn't let me vault.
That's okay. It's your first hook. Nancy's the only one that's been hooked so far, so that's good.
Yeah.
And we're resetting. We already have 2 gens down. 2 gens, 2 hooks. I do need to get 3 on hooks though, so I gotta... Oh, he really loves that one.
Mm-hmm. He's like right
Yeah, I
next to
know.
you.
Man, I don't think I'm gonna get this on hook.
Time to run away.
Chat, we're not talking about that.
If I could not keep getting
Okay.
stuck on trees.
I like his skin though. I think he has this skin is not the default with like the white sort of markings. Actually, the backstory of the Wraith is kind of interesting. He's his name's like Philip Ojobo or something, and he's like worked at a wrecking yard, and his first kill was like his boss, and the axe is like the boss's spine because he crushed the guy in like a car compactor. The more you know. DBD facts with Bo Bastion.
Just start doing little short videos of that.
Yeah. Did you know the Wraith in Dead by Daylight, also known as Philip? I forget. Thanks.
Be here all night long. Oh, he's... Ooh!
Oh, Claudette, go a different way.
Yeah, he's like going straight over there.
Okay. Remember what I said about we were doing well? We're losing some momentum. How long will I be live? Just till 10, the usual. I gotta wrap up soon after 10. So I don't know if I'm gonna catch you tonight, Rack. But I'll be live again tomorrow night. Don't know if I'm gonna do DBD or Alien Isolation.
Oh! Why is he so fast?
When he's cloaked, he moves really fast, and when he uncloaks, he gets a speed boost.
I've noticed.
Well, I misplayed that. Oh, I misplayed this more. Oh, he did as well, though. He knows there's no pallet here. Whoop. Big spin. Oh, little spin.
Little baby spin.
Oh, chat. We gotta wish Rack's girlfriend a happy early birthday. Thanks for the work, man.
He just ran right past me.
Did he smell ya?
No, he didn't. He smelled green, though.
Dude, I don't think... No, I guess I got 1 on hook. Can we...
Oh,
I don't think it's... He's either here or he's not here. Yeah, chat. The rumors are true. Rack does have a girlfriend. I know it's crazy. I've met her. She's totally real. Am I mean? Is that too mean? Oh, sir. Sir.
I'm gonna go get the save. Maybe.
Sir. This is streamer hate. Dude. I was slapping spacebar. It happens. Big rip. Just me and chat, I guess, for a little bit.
Not even gonna watch me.
No, I'm gonna watch
So
you.
mean.
No, I'll watch you. I'll be commentating the whole time.
See, you should have moved this way instead of that way.
Should have zigged when you zagged. See, that's what I'm saying. Oh, there she goes. The one and only Dark Nebula. DBD Pro at only 36 hours. That's, chat, that's what we call bagging for speed. That actually boosts morale and makes you feel like you're doing gens faster.
Need for Speed.
Need for Speed. You like Need for
Hello.
Speed games, which
Yes,
is so
I
weird.
do.
I would have never guessed
No.
that.
I grew up playing and watching my brother play Need for Speed Most Wanted.
Yeah, I grew up
And I
just
still
speeding
have
on
it
the
on
highway.
PS2. It concerns me that you're wanting to get a motorcycle license now.
No, I would never take a motorcycle on the highway. God. No amount of
I've
safety
seen that
gear could
before.
make me feel safe on a motorcycle on the highway.
None. Not even a three wheelie.
No. No, because honestly, my biggest concern is like getting in a crash and flying off of it.
I have seen that before.
Yeah, when I
think this might be a hatch game.
it might be a hatch game. When I was getting my junior operator's license, I was working towards that when I like had a driving permit just for a car. And I went to like driving school. My instructor, dude, he was so depressed. He was like the perfect person to teach this class because he had genuinely lost people close to him due to like automobile and motorcycle accidents, which is awful. And I felt so bad for him. But he was like the most qualified person to teach because he got it and like he had stories. And so he talked about how a buddy of his was on a motorcycle and it was late at night and he didn't see there was a high tension cable and it just decapitated him on the spot just driving through it.
Oh, jeez. It's a hatch game.
But to be honest with
I
you,
hear it. I think I hear it.
no, it hasn't.
I-
Oh, it has spawned.
I
Well, he's
thought I
chasing
heard
you. He's behind you. He's
it. I went the wrong way.
pallet.
See, this is what
Pallet.
I'm running.
You're
for
not
it.
gonna make it.
I don't make it.
I thought he missed that. I was kind of
Stay
delayed. Little sussy internet.
And of course, there's a hook right here.
But yeah, I mean, in all fairness though, even if that person wasn't on a motorcycle, a high tension like cable like that may have still killed a person in a car. You know?
There was a kid a couple of years back. It's been like 3 or 4. He was riding his 4-wheeler, and he was running it over top of some fencing. The fencing wound up getting caught in his tires and wrapped him up and diced him up because it was so tight.
Yeesh.
Mm-hmm.
You heard it here, kids. Just don't drive stupid. Just make better decisions. I know it looks
Just
fun.
be smarter.
It's not worth it. It's just not worth it. You know, I've done the math before. I used to have an hour commute working at Micro Center, and the speed limit most of the way is 55 for most of the route I would take to Micro Center. And so even if you did like a best case scenario of if it took me 60 minutes going 55 miles per hour, man, I did this math before. 60 minutes divided by 55 miles per hour. No, this is not the way I want to do this. There's a way to do this. Hold on. So it's like, okay, I guess it's like 55 divided by, so my point was like, even if you went 80 miles per hour, which is 25 over, right? Which is as fast as you can go, I think, I don't know if it's a state to state thing or most states, but it's like, once you go more than 25 over, it's driving to endanger and it's a felony. And so if it takes me an hour going 55, then going 80, oh my god, it's like 55 divided by 8, or 80 No, I was right. 55 divided by 80 is 0.6875. So then times an hour. I mean, I get there in 40 minutes. I guess you would save 20 minutes. But that's like a crazy best case scenario. Because I would only be going 50... Like, I'm only on the highway for that drive, like, maybe half of it. I don't know. Even going 80, you'd save, like, minutes. Like 5-10 minutes. I did the math before. I'm not doing it well right now. But it was crazy. It was like... driving, like, crazy fast, like, really doesn't make a difference.
So
It's
for the state
exponentially
that
more
I
dangerous.
the state that I live in, it's if you do over 7, that's when you get pulled over and give a ticket.
7 over the speed limit?
Mhm.
I think
I
technically most places, if you're over the speed limit, they could give you a ticket. It's just most
could.
cops won't bother until you're like way over.
Yeah, I was talking with one of the state boys, which is also
Them stadies.
well, we always call them state boys from here in Ohio.
Oh, write that down. Chat, write that down.
It's the Huntress, by the way.
I think I found where Hatch is gonna spawn. No, this is just a little grate.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Don't
Well,
you
I found her.
I found her.
No, she found you. I found her. Finding you.
Oh, I ran her into somebody. I'm sorry, dude.
Yes, Ginger, you did hear Ohio. Oh, Nine said he had a friend applying to be a state trooper but got denied for a ridiculous reason. What was the reason? Nine. I'm not gonna lie, you guys can ask Pongu about this, but at the Micro Center we used to work at, there was a guy who was just like really tall, overweight, and just such a grumpy guy. And it was something like his brother-in-law was a state trooper, and I guess he had applied to be a state trooper and got denied because of his, like, he was just so out of shape. And we would just joke, because this guy was an asshole. We'd be like, oh, he's just salty that he's not a state trooper like his brother-in-law. Chisme. Ginger, I don't know if I've ever seen somebody unironically use the word chisme. I think I've only heard of that word recently.
I don't even know what that word is.
Chisme. I think it means like, what's the deal? Like, what's the scoop? Like, what's the explanation? And it said, so they... yes, Ginger, there's a
person's
fellow
been taken.
Ohioan in the call. Nine said, so the exam in my area has a polygraph. Oh, dude, no, shut up. This is already so stupid. It has a polygraph portion that's literally 6 to 8 hours long, and if you fail any portion, then you do not become a trooper and can never try again. That's so stupid. I was literally talking to somebody about this earlier today, which is so weird, but polygraphs do not hold up in court. They're just a stress test. So like, if you're an anxious person, you're gonna fail it. Or what's worse is if you're a really calm person during like the initial setup, and then it makes it really hard when you're actually like being questioned. I'm getting the save, by the way.
Nope.
Bro, wait, you just materialized in front of me. What the fuck? Is that person still down there? All right, I'm ditching them. Oh, she's looting the chest. No employer can make you take a polygraph. It might depend on the state. I mean, especially if it's a state trooper. I don't know, maybe they can. But yeah, that's so...
Sorry.
Oh, what's the... Ginger said chisme means like, what's the tea? Yeah, I think we can all agree that polygraphs are stupid.
She's right behind us, by the way. Oh, never mind. She is not behind us.
See, I thought she wouldn't have known I was there, except she looked directly at me. When after she swung at you. After she hit you, she was just staring at me, and I was like, well, I better run. Well, that Dwight just got downed right next to me, but I am gonna finish this gen.
I think she's taken into basement as well.
No, she's chasing me with him. I almost thought she had agitation. Oh, shit. Fuck. Yes, worth. So worth. So very, very worth.
Do you want me to get him? I'm right here.
Please. What? Yes, please get him. But just be safe when you do it. Just be safe. Wait for... Yes, now do it. Now get him. I was going to wait for her to pick me up. Dude, I got scammed. I dropped the pallet, stunned her, and still got downed. That's not supposed to happen anymore. Skamaz. Alright, I think this other person is going to come around and get me, it looks like.
She almost hit me with a straight axe.
Boiler said polygraphs are flawed on account of checking for changes in blood pressure and heart rate, both of which increase when nervous, like being polygraphed does. Yeah, exactly. Looked at the polygraph portion of the New York State Trooper exam is included with the background check. That's cringe.
You're a cringe.
Shut up. But yeah, Ginger, I did still get the stun, but it still sucks that I, like, used a pallet without, well, still getting downed. Like, that sucks. So if you sneeze... Only liars sneeze. True. Yeah, no, if you sneeze during the polygraph, that's a tell.
Even blinking.
Worth. I got my unhook.
Did you get 3?
No, I think that was 2. That may have been 1. We'll find out in a second. It has to be a safe unhook, so it will tell me once you... Yeah, so that was 1. But yeah, polygraphs... I mean, polygraphs can be fun. I've, like, seen people do them on stream, but, like... It's just lame.
I don't think I've ever seen a poly.
It's like, at that point, you should just question them. Like a normal person, and just be like, yeah, no, I think they're lying to me. Like, the failing the polygraph is so... Like, what's the difference? It, like, they're trying to make it seem more scientific, but it's not. You got this? Oh, don't tunnel me. Okay.
No, she thought about going after me.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to take that hatchet for you. That's what I was worried about.
Oh, she almost hit me. Oh, I ran right into that one.
Oh. Ginger, I started reading your message, but not out loud. When I usually flare my nose when I lie, but after years of my mom calling it out when I was younger, I got it under control. Yeah, I don't know what I do exactly, but I think everyone has a tell. Please tell me I'm not running into it. Alright, thanks for the alert, Boiler. Oh, she's... Yep. Okay, bye. Okay, bye.
Oh, I think she's chasing somebody else now. Hurry!
Keep her
You
breathing.
got it.
I got
Now
you.
just run this way. Or some way.
I almost ran into that hatchet, to be honest. She's not chasing me? Oh my god. Oh, she was reloading, that's why. Alright, well,
Just don't bring her over to this gen here.
I'm big fucked. What? I didn't think I was close enough for her to hit me.
Same.
Why? Everyone gives me nopers. Why does everyone... It's been like 2 weeks now. All the killers have been giving me nopers. Not even when I'm live, just in
say
general.
no.
Next time.
Oh, don't you dare come over here.
Because I learned to control my facial features, but I have to let the tension out somewhere. Oh.
She don't see me. Oh, she did not see me. I don't know how.
Well, I'm not spectating them yet.
I was hiding on the other side of the gen. And she didn't see
Dude,
me.
5 head. Yeah, sometimes I'll just let go of the gen and let them kick it, and they won't check around.
I was just crouching. on the
Nodders
other
only,
side.
no nopers. Nodders only, no nopers. Thanks, 9. Yeah, I would take a polygraph as fun. I would love to, like, get a friend who's like, I don't know, could tell me what my tells are when lying. I think, what do I do? Because normally, like, when you're in that situation, you're too occupied to notice what you do. Nebs, what are your tells for lying?
As in, like, personally or
Yeah.
towards other people?
No, like, what do you know what you do when you're lying?
Honestly, I don't.
A general?
Really lie very often, though.
Yeah, no, I would never lie, actually. That's immoral and bad, and I'm a good person, so I don't lie, ever, chat. I was gonna say a general rule is people tend to tell the truth chronologically, whereas people lie chronologically. Because as you're lying, you're like building the story as it goes. Whereas when you're like telling a story, you might say, oh, you know, I forgot this detail that's actually important. And like when you're lying, you're afraid to do that. You're afraid to go like, oh, I forgot about this thing. You know, because you're afraid that people will like contradict you.
I love how I got
Thanks for the
an achievement saying expert survivor,
Yeah, dude, I told you.
but I just died though.
Yeah, but you're an expert survivor. Oh wait, can I see your... I can see your achievements.
Nosy.
Oh, you reached silver 1, that's why. I'm still at Eerie 4. But I'm getting there. It resets on Monday though, which sucks. You know what? I might stream DVD tomorrow, and I just like have to play a ton on Sunday to try to get to Eerie 1. I still haven't gotten 3 on hooks in 1 match. Just selling.
Just shaking my head.
SMH my head. Shaking my SMH my head. Oh, I found another program I can close. There you go. I do think my computer, just because of how like elaborate my stream is, I do still want to get a new CPU. But I think I can get one secondhand for like for under 300. I was looking at I know this doesn't mean a lot to you, Nebs, but I have a Ryzen 7 3700X, and I was looking at a Ryzen 9 5900X. It's like a generation newer and a model higher. So it's not only faster, but it's also 12 cores, 24 threads instead of 8 cores, 16 threads.
Ain't too bad.
And I think you have a 5600X. So yours is a generation newer than mine, but it's a model lower. So you only have 6 cores, 12 threads, which is still a lot. And plenty, especially if you're just gaming. But I think just because I have so much cheese going on.
Oh, he left us.
Yep, they said cringe. Oh, thanks for popping in, Kai. DMing right now for D&D
Oh,
night. With
got a new
showing love.
person. It's
I'm
an
not
interesting costume.
Yeah, that's actually, I haven't seen that Hattie costume before. It must be new. Oh, GG, well played. Thanks for popping in. My mom, woo. Kai, I don't quite
Just
follow.
threw a pretzel at my dog and she jumped because she was asleep.
Then why'd you throw a pretzel at her?
Because it's food and she always begs for it.
But she's not. She was sleeping.
Well, she's now got a little snack.
Now she's gonna beg for more. You did this.
No,
You
she's too
played
calm.
yourself.
No, she's too comfy.
Oh, I just Sorry, Nebs. This is not related to you. DMing right now for D&D. Dungeon mastering. Even reading D&D, I was like, DMing, messaging. Who are you messaging? Oh my god. So smooth brain sometimes. Dude, speaking of pets begging for food, I was making dinner and one of the cats was just meow, 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 meow. And I finally like gave her some more food. And then she kept bugging me because she wanted to play. And I'm like, bro, I'm making dinner.
Facing the doctor. I've only faced him once, I think.
He's just obnoxious, just with all the skill checks and zaps. And I did see a funny build though, where they had like Insidious, because one of the, you might need an add-on for it, but one of the symptoms of madness with Doctor is you can hallucinate him, and so they like just stood. So Insidious is a perk that when you stand still for a few seconds, you go undetectable. So this build, the guy just stood near a gen Insidious, and they thought he was a hallucination, and then he just yoinked him off the gen.
Poor dudes.
Yeah. I'm in a House of Pain, which I know you don't know what that is yet, but when you see it, I'm hoping I can tell you what's House of Pain at another time. It's the one with a gen in the basement. It has like a small basement level.
Like a green kind of...
I don't know the
upstairs?
color of the house. It has a small garage, I think, with a pickup truck, and it's a small house, but it has a basement.
I'm pretty sure I'm in that.
Oh, he is here.
I found the basement.
Like the killer basement?
Mhm.
Oh, why would you? Man.
Yeah, I think I'm in the basement you were just talking about.
No, if you were, I'm there.
Oh. Well, I'm working on a gen that's in the basement. A basement.
Oh, you might be in the basement of the main building.
Yeah, it probably is.
Oh shit, I ran into him. Oh, he's a big swinger though. I don't think I make anywhere helpful. Oh, Nia, save me! I don't know where he went. I guess he stopped to kick my gen.
Listen, because it's not showing that anybody's... Or, yeah, that he's not chasing anybody.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's still in House of Pain.
Okay, the generator that
Oh,
just got
I'm
done
big
is
dead.
the one we were in.
I maybe make this window. I do make this window.
Nice.
He's small brain and I am big brain. Oh, I'm big dead. Oh, now I'm big dead. Whoop. Oh, he's a big swinger though. Alright, that was worth it. He still hasn't kicked the gen in House of Pain. Okay, if you
Oh, I see.
see where I'm hooked, the house in front of me, that's House of Pain. Thank you, sir.
Oh,
So if you go in House of Pain, there's a gen almost done. Thank you, sir.
is he just...
I'm getting pats.
Yeah.
He's really proud for finally catching me after 2 gens. I looped him for 2 gens, and he's very proud. I'm not in any... Just don't get grabbed. Just...
It wasn't...
Yeah, so when he shocks you, you can't What is this Nia doing? This Nia is actually insane. Yeah, so when he shocks you, you can't vault, you can't drop pallets, you can't unhook for a short time.
I didn't know that part.
Yeah. But the bigger thing is, if you go to unhook somebody, you can get grabbed.
Yeah, I knew that part, but I was hoping I could get you quicker than that.
Well, if he didn't shock, he could have still just grabbed you. So I'm a little confused what you mean. I appreciate the good old college try. I understand in your position, honestly, in your position, I probably would have panicked. You should crawl away from me, by the way, because it's easier for him to guard both of us if you're near me. Whereas if you crawl away, somebody can either pick you up or forces him to pick up. Okay, Hattie's got me.
Over by the trash bins.
Yeah,
I'm just attacked.
he's gonna chase me. I already know. Oh boy. I just barely ran out of the endurance as well, which sucks. It happens. I just want to make sure, you know, I don't blame you. I'm not upset with you. It's just, it's frustrating when somebody gets rewarded for not playing well. Oh, you're up though. That's the gen I was almost done.
Finally.
Yeah, this is kind of a tough.
Damn it.
I think he found you.
Shh.
Oh, now he kicks it. Oh, now he kicks it. That's me in my head, bro. I think Hattie's just going for that. Dude, he's really... Okay, no, he is picking up. I thought he was slugging. I'm like, bro. She's in main building. She's kind of wrapping back around. Oh, don't worry. Nia's getting plenty of pats, too.
I hear.
I don't know who hurt this guy, you know? I think Hattie's going for hatch game.
Yeah.
She could pick you up. I don't know why. Like, he's not... Oh, okay. He did just pick you up. Never mind.
He picked me up, not her.
That's what I...
Oh.
meant.
What's the point of that?
I don't know. Just if you crawl away from the hook, it means when he picks you up, you'll probably get out. But you might bleed out, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like, he could just leave you and let you bleed out, which is so lame. I don't know what he's doing, because dribbling you, you're gonna...
Hey. No, I was hoping I could get to that in time.
It's okay. All the killers recently with nopers.
This is the first nopers I've gone.
Yeah. It's because I was watching you as a guardian angel. And I get all the nopers.
What he's swinging at.
Usually that means don't wiggle, because they're like trying to... Wiggle though. Please wiggle.
What he said though.
No, I'm saying he was saying don't wiggle. Because usually that means like don't wiggle, because they're like, oh, I'm going to give you hatch or I'm going to let you escape. But like he's just being obnoxious. Okay.
I was hoping that would go.
Honestly, again, at some point you might just bleed out on the ground.
Yeah.
I think he's just trying to use you to get her to come out, but like she's not. She's just not.
Now he's going to hook me.
No, see, he
Maybe.
still doesn't want to. I don't know what his deal is. I really wish he would just hook you so we could leave.
Is it maybe because he's trying to get points?
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing.
I don't make this. Oh, I did.
You do when he's a big swinger.
I turned around too.
I don't understand what he's...
At this point, I'm just trying to prolong this so the other person can maybe do something helpful.
No, that's the thing is like, they're just waiting for you to die. I don't know why he's dribbling you. It's so weird.
I don't know.
Like, I don't know why he wants to keep letting you go. Alright, cool. Well, if you go in the basement, it might be in Killer Shack. It is not in Killer Shack. It's in the main building. You can use God Palette.
I was pressing.
Sorry. Yeah. It's, well, he was blocking at that point. Okay, I think you're finally, if he doesn't pick you up, you're gonna bleed out, which means we can actually leave.
Make it a little difficult on him to find me.
Yeah. Man, what up? I don't know. I just don't understand. Like, I try to be a very understanding person, which is what a lame killer. Like, just what I don't understand how that's fun for him.
Unless he's just really trying to grind something. Like, best thing I could think was blood points.
I don't know.
But yeah, Doctor is definitely annoying.
Alright, let's just move on. Just room for good vibes, you know? I don't know. Man, and I went down a pip. Ugh. Oh, let me DM you so I don't forget. Video broadcast. I need to look into video broadcast game performance. I don't think it's supposed to have any effect on games, but Moonchild and Silly Wabbit.
And some funky names tonight.
Yeah. I noticed people play primarily female characters. 1, 2. I'm trying to count how many. It's even. That's plus one guy. Even. Oh man, I didn't get all the way through. I'm pretty sure there's about the same amount of male and female characters. I think it's just generally a thing in gaming where people prefer playing women. And I'm okay with that. I just, you know, I think we should be honest about that. That women are just prettier.
I was about to say superior. Oh, it's the TV lady.
Oh, Sadako. The girl from The Ring. Yeah. Yeah.
I did not. The last time that we played against her, I did not like that at all.
I know. I love how Ginger came in at the beginning of the stream. She was like, "Oh, we were having such good matches on Mary's stream," and I'm like, "Don't jinx it." And here we are. It happens.
Just the most obnoxious people.
Happens. You have some good nights. You have some bad nights. Sometimes you just gotta spread the good vibes, though. You know.
Exactly.
I've on this loading screen, my frame rate is all over the place. Like over 100, 160, 140, 49, 160, like.
Spawn right next to a gen.
Nice. I spawned with the Zarina. I'm gonna go up on the main building and try to knock that gen out sooner rather than later. Excuse me. FD on.
How dare you?
My bad.
Yawning are for wimps. Sleep is for the weak.
Oh, Zarina's being
Bitch.
chased. Oh, you're being chased.
Yeah, she just dropped chase with the other person just to hit me. And
That's a...
she had no reason.
Yeah,
to come up to
Sonico,
me.
from what I understand, is a very hit-and-run killer.
Yeah, what is she doing to the ground?
She, teleported to me.
Oh no.
She just teleported again. It's so hard to tell with the sound because, like, sometimes it's... I don't know if this is intentional, but I swear the sound of the TV turning on is the same as her going through a TV. Oh, see how you and I each have a bar? That means that she came out of a TV near us.
I saw her walk away, but she's like really glitchy.
I kind of... Well, yeah, that's because she's demanifested when she's flickering like that.
Oh, I see you up there.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Evidently, she doesn't either.
No.
Okay, I definitely want to pump out this gen sooner rather than later. Especially because there's a TV, like, right there behind me.
Meow.
But yeah, if she exits a TV near you, you get a bar. And if you're carrying a VHS, you slowly get bars. If it fills up, she can just stare at you real hard when you're dying on the ground and warn you.
Oh.
Oh, I almost made that pallet. She's gonna kick my gen too. I'm gonna be so sad. The one on main building is pretty good.
Yeah, I'm pretty nearby still. Shit. I knew she's going to come. She's hitting it.
Okay,
don't
good,
think I had
good
enough.
call, good call,
Yeah.
good call. I didn't want to tell you no, but I was afraid. She's going back up main. Grab me. Grab me. Please.
Yep. Help.
We're gonna go, can you go touch your gen?
Yeah.
Because if I touch it, I lose my endurance. She's,
Oh, I did.
I was gonna say, you really just didn't. You really just
I
didn't.
didn't. It bothers me so much that her walking animation does not match how fast she's going.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. The character design, she's supposed to be kind of, erratic, flickering, unpredictable thing. She's there. I tried to warn you that you were running into her. Oh man, my gen regressed so much. Yes, 9, I know about the statues on this map. Nebs, if you see the statues, if you look away and look back at them, their heads turn. I thought the mannequins on the reworked Red Forest would do that too, but
I
I don't
thunder.
think so.
I'm so proud of myself. Where the fuck is she? Oh shit!
Oh, you got yoinked.
She got me.
This match is a little rough, not gonna lie. I think we can pull it back, but we gotta.
We haven't gotten a single gen.
That's okay. And if it makes you feel any better, I also have 1,000 hours in the game. No way she just kicked it and left. I also have like 1,000 hours in this game, and I recently learned that fact. It's very spooky though. I've never noticed them looking at you. Oh my god, Yui, please help me finish this, Jen. For the love of all that is. Oh, you're already dead? That's so lame. I'm sorry.
It's not your fault.
Okay, these statues, chat. So I do this, and I do. Now they're looking at me. I don't know if she's chasing me. I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
It's tough because when she's demanifested, like, I don't think she's undetectable.
There she is.
Yeah, she's just big chillin'. Interesting. But yeah, see these statues to my left, Nebs?
Yeah,
Those guys.
I didn't.
Sorry, looking at me, so I can't. I do hate the way she flickers because it's hard to, like, if she changes direction, you can't always tell.
Just weird that she's just standing
Yeah,
there.
it's weird she's AFK now, but hasn't DC'd. Like, I would think it's like an internet issue and it would just DC her, but.
And she said 1 kill was enough.
Yeah, she really said good enough for me. So lame you have to sit around though. Sorry, I'll get out of this match ASAP and we can queue up.
No, you're good.
A yoink. Oh, wait, turn off. Yeah, she's really just big chillin'. He looks sweaty as fuck. What do you mean? I think Felix has a nice matte consistency to his skin. What do you mean look at his shirt? Bro, you would be sweating worse. Felix is cool, calm, and collected. Stink these, man. Yeah, so how are what are the other people doing?
They're just working on a gen 2.
But do you know where?
No, I can't really tell.
Fair enough. It's really hard with the maps because they're procedurally generated.
Yeah. I think they're in one of the corners. I think it might be the opposite corner from you. I'm not really for sure. Oh, one's actually coming towards you.
Oh, bet.
She's over by the TV that you turned off.
Bet.
And she's going to the TV that you took the tape from.
Bet. Oh, she just picked up Or she turned it off.
She
What's up,
turned it
gamer?
off.
But yes, Nine, these are open lobbies if you want to join. I don't know about VC though. Oh, those gates are actually really good for her.
Oh, did she finally move?
Nope. She's being chillin'. Yeah, None. We would love for you to join. I'm only gonna play like 2 or 3 more matches. So I'm gonna wrap up at 10. Around 10. I'm just gonna yoink.
Just shove it in her face.
No, I'm just hiding in the locker in case she decides to make a guest appearance. Yeah, do you want me to rip it and leave? I don't understand.
Yeah, I think she's just telling you to go with them.
Or rip it. Okay, cool. I want them to leave because I want to find Hatch. Because I'm greedy like that. But I need them both to leave. Okay, there's one. Can we please leave? Please leave. Please. I beg. I think I have to run all the way over there and point for her to leave. You saw me. You know I'm safe, homie. Thank you. Cool. Hatch game!
Artificial hatch game.
What do you...
Let's go.
It's still a real hatch. It's not suddenly a fake hatch.
It's a fake hatch.
It's no.
It's taking you to Willy Wonka.
I still have to find it, bro. Oh, nice. They hit her with that GGEZ.
Yeah, after she went AFK for 1 kill.
Alright, next match. Queue up. Queue up. 9, let me know if we should wait for you. Or if you're going to be a while. Power up. I still have not gotten 3 unhooks.
Are we waiting for him?
We are? 9, are you binging with Babish? Let me see. Yep, that's binging with Babish. I am binging with Babish. Oh my... I get it. You know what, 9? I see it. I understand. This makes sense. Is this your cosplay? It's me binging with Babish. Yeah, man. For sure. That's... Chad, that's what 9 looks like in real life, too. It's me, Mario. Nebs, do you know who Binging with Babish is?
No, I don't.
He's like a culinary YouTube channel. But he looks like that. Bald, beard, glasses, white.
Like you.
No, not bald. I have a
You're
very
bald.
healthy hairline, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I look like
That's what a bald
Felix.
person would say.
That's... No, I think a bald person would say, "You're right, I'm bald." Now,
They don't want to accept that.
no, I think then they're a fake bald.
Fake bald.
I think that's a different category. I think they're a closeted bald. And I'm not. Oh man, the butt spot. Oh my god, I'm yawning so much. Why am I yawning so much? I'm not actually that tired. I'm hungry though. Dude, I went to start stream and I was like, oh, I'm hungry.
I thought you ate already.
I did eat a little bit.
Ooh.
I got 4 square meals a day.
4? I only get 2 meals.
Yeah, I have like breakfast, sort of brunch. I have lunch. I have supper, and then I have dinner.
I swear these city folk.
I'm
I'm teasing.
not a city folk. No, honestly, I just like I don't often have a large appetite is the issue. So like I can't eat a lot at a time.
I just graze.
Yeah, that's my point. Yeah.
I just look back at my dog. She's chasing her tail.
Oh, that's my goodness.
Look at there. Oh, she's trying to jump up on me. You wanna
Oh
say
my
hi?
goodness.
That was her hitting my mic.
Oh my goodness.
If she could talk, I bet she would say hi to Chad. But she can't because she's a dog.
There's no way
Silly
this is right. Task Manager so OBS says it's using 0.4% of my CPU, and Task Manager says only like 1 to 3% is being used. There's no way. What?
The computer's trying to die.
This just isn't right. There's no way it's that little. I'm pretty sure my computer idles at like 10 or 20% CPU usage. There's no way streaming is 3. Yeah, it says 0. Oh, now it says 100. Okay. Now it says 3.8. 4. Wow, we're at not even 5%. Ooh, it's a huntress again, though.
I was
6%.
about to say that.
There's no way this is right. Task Manager, what are you smoking, brother?
She just went upstairs in the room I was in. Oh.
Oh, you're up here too?
No, I was downstairs. Now I'm outside. Yeah, she is still chasing.
Oh, I'm big dead. Oh. She's got a cool mask, though.
That's good.
There's a gen upstairs I was working on. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see if she, oh, if you ran, she'll probably see your scratch marks.
I tapped her for like a split second, but I bet she comes. Oh! She missed! Never mind.
Okay, bye.
I don't think I would have been able to get you.
No, that, like, it's good, but I was just saying bye.
Okay.
Nia, grab me. Nia, please. Nia, please. Nia, please. Nia. Dude. I really don't think we needed to hide behind the shed to heal.
She's coming right for you guys too.
Yeah, and if she had just, I would already be healed. See? And now I'm not healed. Oh my god.
Just come and get me. I'll finish you.
No, I think she's chasing me. Yep, she's chasing me.
Yep, she is.
Yeah.
Oh.
Dude. This is why I wanted
Nine
Nia to heal me
percent.
under the hook immediately. Oh my god. It's binging with Babish.
I got a med kit.
Careful. Oh my god.
That
It was worth.
horrible.
It was worth. We're all injured. This is so bad.
Just don't put
All
you
of
on
the
hook
things
I
are
was on.
happening. Guys, why are we so bad at this game?
No, she sees
You
me.
only have
She
36
sees me.
hours. Like, you get a pass on everything.
Oh, she broke the pallet. Why so mean?
Whenever
That
I
did not go the right
see the word palette, I always think Pilates for some reason. They're not even spelled the same. They're not even spelled close. Like, Pilates is like P-I. Okay. Tickle
And
touch?
she found
Can I-
the other person immediately.
Yeah. Just hang tight. Oh. I don't like this Nia. I'm just gonna say it. I'm just not a fan, you know? Oh, what? Why did I scream?
I was about
Oh,
to say
she
the
has,
same.
it's the night perk. It's, Hex, oh god, what's it called? Face the Darkness. So if she injures somebody, it makes a Hex totem, and people outside of her terror radius will scream, every now and again. We're already on 6 hooks, no gens. This is the biggest hatched game of my life.
I want to see if I can get this person
I'm heading that way too.
off the hook. Okay, well, I'm like right
Yeah,
here.
we can power heal.
Oh, do you want to get the hook?
No, you should have grabbed her.
What?
I said don't wait for me. We could power heal.
I did not hear. not hear that
Instructions
first
unclear. Dick stuck in blender.
Oh, there was no blood or.
Alright, well, I'm back on the gen.
Oh.
Bofa Gen Friday. Where'd Babish go? I miss him.
He was right there with me, and I don't know where he went.
Oh my god, my hero? Just kidding, he's bringing the killer over here? Not my hero? He's really trying to get
Wait.
Chase.
Wait, please come here. We do not need a special butch.
Dude, this Nia needs to just heal instead of like trying to find.
I was trying to heal her, and she. Just
I
kept
know, and
moving
she
in
just
the bush.
really.
Oh,
That's okay. Yeah. We both tried to dodge it and it hit me.
no.
Oh my god, looping god? Look at the master chef at work. Babish is cracked.
I'm gonna laugh if he gets hit here in a second.
I mean, yeah, it's a matter of time, but like, oh no, he ran. She's gonna pull. Yep. Oh, that's crazy.
I'm just a tap.
If he can drop this and stun her, he can get me up. Oh no, he's dead.
Oh, no.
He's dead. Oh,
Yeah.
bro, what? He's 12 feet away. How did that connect?
No brain.
No, 9, you were good, man. You were not thrown. That was great. You were doing great.
Oh no, I was talking about the killer have no brain.
No, I was 9 said something in my chat.
Oh. She's going right to the hook. That was near me. She don't see me.
Omega Wheel 13.
She sees me.
Yeah, no, 9. I know you're trying to stun her and get me. That's exactly what I was looking for. It happens, dude. No, not Babish. He's getting skewered like those delicious meatballs he makes. Alright, gamer out. Oh no, I'm de-pipping. No. Bigger number, better gamer. I still need 3 safe unhooks.
I still need 1.
I always hate that's crazy. I always hate the verbiage DVD uses in the archives because it says unhook 3 survivors while using the perk will make it. Must unhook them safely. Why does it not just say safely unhook 3 survivors while using the perk will make it? It'd be so much more
no
concise.
English.
It's funny you say that because it is a French Canadian company.
But it was only. Oh, I thought they were just American.
No, Quebecois. I mean, they have like plenty of English anglophones on their team, but like I've seen some of their dev updates and stuff, and like some of them have like a thick French Canadian accent. And like the main guy, Mathieu Cote, I think he's like game director or something. He's the guy that Dwight is modeled after. Like his name, it's not Mathieu Cote, it's like Mathieu. It's the French.
Did not know that.
Damn, since when did Jake look so fine? What the fuck? He looks like French. Yeah, no, you got it. He looks like oh man, what's it called? Like the Princess Bride or whatever. And there's that guy. Who's the guy who's like, my name is? Oh god, hold on, I got this. Hold on.
Holding. Still holding.
Inigo Montoya. Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. That was an awful impression, but I guess. Dude, I tried French dressing the other day and it's actually fire. I've never... Nah, you almost had me for a second there. Nebs, Yamiko is like another streamer we know.
Oh.
That's why 9 is... Oh my god, wait, Jake looks just like him. Now I get it, 9. Oh my god, that does look just like Yami. Fuck, what was I gonna say? I've never tried French dressing. That's what I was gonna say. I have no idea what it tastes like. I prefer a balsamic vinaigrette or an Italian. How about you, Nebs?
Just a Hidden Valley Ranch girl.
What?
I don't get to really try that stuff very often. I tried blue cheese for once. Or no, that's not what it's called, is it?
Yeah, blue cheese dressing.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. I tried. Oh, jeez.
It's the Skull Merchant.
Yeah. Don't know how to do that one.
She's pretty straightforward. Just if you see drones, just avoid them. It's kind of that simple.
Ow! I just cracked my knuckle on my desk.
Why did you do that?
Because I didn't mean to.
9's never had a balsamic vinaigrette. Balsamic is how we spelled it. Balsamic vinaigrette.
Never heard of it either.
Balsamic vinaigrette. It's just balsamic I think has to do with the vinegar they use.
Just got Jake from State Farm.
Yeah, it's Yami. But yeah, I was gonna say my older sister's weird. She'll put ranch dressing on like pizza, but not on salad. She doesn't like it for salad.
And see, sorry, I heard heartbeat for a second. I think I found the gen you're on. Yep.
Schmelo.
I used to have ranch on pizza, but then I decided I didn't like it.
I thought you were gonna say then you figured out you were lactose intolerant.
No.
Dude,
I down a day.
I was gonna say
it's only 3 people, including myself.
Oh, this is Merciless Storm, I think.
Oh.
That's okay. You stay with that. You stay with that. Go unblock it a little bit. It takes a while. Oh, I was so confused at main building for a second. But 9, if you like Italian dressing, you'll like balsamic vinaigrette.
Okay, just got blocked.
Okay, I'm gonna get this save. Oh, she called back that drone. That's crazy. I don't know what she's... Okay.
Oh, she just went into the main building. She's chasing the Meg. Oh, I almost failed that Meg. That
Okay.
check.
I disarmed one of the drones. Oh my god, it's Ren in my chat. What's up, dude? Ren, I'd invite you to join, but this is my last game for tonight. Where's she at?
I think she's in main.
It almost seemed like she was on top of me. Oh, yeah, she's in main. It's just when she goes in the drone, it makes her undetectable.
Oh, I see her. Get flashlight. I've never used the flashlight before.
Now's not the time to learn.
I almost choked on my spit from that.
I said, come hang out with me in when I come. What? You don't have to come with the come.
What?
No, I know, dude. I know, dude. We'll talk about this off stream. But we'll figure something out, because I definitely do want to catch you.
Oh, she's going to jail.
Oh, did you finish that one that we were on earlier? Okay, bad. Oh, I see it. Yeah, bad. Bad. Can I take this off? Remove claw trap. There we go.
Yep, she did kick my gen. What a
Lame.
meanie.
How's the new killer? Nebs, what do you think of the Skull Merchant?
So far, I don't like her. Just because she's trying to kill me.
Man, I fucked up the Merciless Storm. And I knew it was coming too, I forgot. I think the new killer... So Ren, for context, Nebs has like 36 hours in this game. But she's honestly really good for 36 hours. But that's kind of the new perspective. And then my perspective on the new killer, fun to play against, I think. Not bad. I find it satisfying to deactivate the drones.
Yeah, how do you deactivate those?
So you need to
Like-
see. Do you see the yellow vertical lines?
Mhm.
So you need to wait for the drone to go in that mode, and then
Just
sorry,
walk
I'm in
into
chase
it and-
now. So once it goes into that mode, you have to run up to it without getting scanned by the yellow lines, and then you can just left click to start deactivating it, and then it gives you arrows, and you hit the corresponding direction with WASD, and then it goes on your arm. But if they're orange, you can't deactivate them. You need them to be yellow. Oh,
she
see, I
found
accidentally
me too.
reactivated that one.
Meow.
Oh, she's at Shack chasing
I
you.
know she's. Oh hi.
Ohio.
Okay.
Don't zigzag. I'm gonna take a hit for you, but I can't take a hit for you if you're running like crazy.
She's
I
dead
don't know
set
where
on
she
me.
went.
She's still after me.
Oh yeah, I see now.
I went the wrong way. Don't laugh at me. So mean.
Oh man, I was really hoping that wouldn't reactivate. Lame. I'm not laughing at you, I'm laughing with you.
Okay, she's going after whoever's her, which is the Meg, I think. Because it wasn't you.
All right, I got a new claw trap. Oh, that is the Meg that I'm also near.
It's Jake from State Farm. Thank you, Jake from State Farm. Wait. Yeah,
Also, by the way, if you hang out in the drone too long, you go, you get exposed, like I am right now.
Man, we just really need one gen.
Oh man, this exposed lasts for a long time. I'm injured anyway, but I didn't realize. Oh, there she is. Okay, nice. Pallet's
She
done.
put one in a drone.
I'm pulling her back to Shack.
Alright.
She's placing another drone? Oh, God
she
Pound
is-
is gone. Meg, that is... Oh, they were healing. Okay. Shit. Oh my God. Jake from State Farm, my hero?
What are you wearing, Jake from State Farm?
Khakis. Oh, I'm big dead. No way I spun her.
fine.
Oh my God.
Okay, she's gained that. Oh, God.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough, honestly.
That Meg was trying to get the drone and she failed.
This is a good match. Oh my God. 9, you're crazy. He just flashlight saved me.
Alright. Oh, all three of us? Here, I'll help.
Yeah, this Meg is really fixated on the gen, I guess. Also, I lost my claw trap when I got hooked, I guess. So that's nice. Oh, your connection's
did too.
sussy. Oh, never mind. Sorry, I won't talk about your internet. My bad. This
Oh
Meg
my
needs
God.
to, take the claw
Got
trap off.
achievement saying med.
I think 9's just giving her the business, Lupin. Oh, wait, 9's dead on hook! 9!
Go save Jake from State Farm. We're almost done with this too. Oh shit.
Worth!
Oh,
Worth!
Jake's.
Worth! Worth! So worth.
Oh, she messed it up. This Meg.
Oh, did it get blocked by Merciless Storm?
Yes. She missed.
Oh, there's a vault here. I was about to be so mad if I didn't make that.
Is there a chest up here? No, there's not. There's.
Is
Jake
okay.
from State Farm. No.
I still haven't been hooked yet because he saved me earlier. 9, you're dead on hook. Stop. Stop. 9. Dude. No. Shut up. You're gonna get grabbed. Oh, man. It hurts. It hurt.
I ripped this. I
Meg.
can go save you.
Why do you all have beamers and none of you can use them? I mean, I guess 9 can.
Do you want me to rip this so I can get the
No, just
achievement
prep it.
as well? Okay,
Oh.
it's prepped then.
You can, yeah, you, well, he's dead. He's big dead.
Yeah. Rip it?
No! Wait for me to get there! Please!
No.
For me? Let's go.
The Meg's getting chased by the
That's okay.
Rip.
Heal. Oh! Again! Please! 4 minutes, please!
I was trying to get out of the way.
Don't, this is not. Okay, wait, you can heal tech?
I
Wait,
did
Meg.
not mean to.
Does Meg know how to heal tech? Meg, beam me! Meg, beam me! Oh, Meg was close. I'll teach you how to heal tech, another time.
I went farther than
Meg
it
left!
too. She said, "Fuck you."
Dude, I
didn't mean to go as far
No,
as
you're
you
you're
did, but it
good.
sucked
You're
me.
good. We could have just left. And I know you were trying. I'm not mad at you. It's kind of on me for dying. But the Meg leaving, I'm just like I get it, but also could have tried.
It's a Meg. What
It's
do
a
you
Meg.
expect?
It's you're right. You're right. You're right. Alpha Dad Gamer TTV. Yeah, that was crazy 9 when she got stuck on you. Wait, is this guy live right now? Alpha Dad Gamer. Oop. All right, Nebs, I'm gonna let you go because I'm gonna wrap up the stream. But I'll talk to you later, dude. Okay?
I'll see you later.
Chat, say goodbye to Nebs.
Goodbye.
Okay. Now it's just the boys. Boys. Okay, we're gonna do a nice little raid. If Mary. Well, first of all, let's see if this guy is live. Let's see if Mr. Alpha Dad Gamer. No, he's not. Good. All right, is Mary still live? Mary was streaming DBD earlier. No. She is not. We should raid Friendly Introvert because she's playing DBD. And she's somebody I've raided before. She's kind of a friend of a friend. Very sweet. Very wholesome. Oops. Oh, did she just... I think she just ended. Wait. No, not game kind. Fuck. Shit. Everything is... Oh, no, go back. Wait. Let me close DVD. Oh, that was... Bonk. Let me close DVD real quick, guys. Sorry. Okay. She is live. Although I had it on poopy doo-doo quality. Oh, thanks for joining, 9. You're always welcome, dude. I appreciate... You had some good plays in there. You're good energy. Okay. So, chat. Here's the dealio. Here's the dealio. Oh, fuck. Shit, shut up. Okay. Bonk. We are going to raid Friendly Introvert. Like I said, she's a friend of a friend. She's streaming DVD just like I have been tonight. She's very sweet. Please, if you can, join me for the raid. I'm going to be there for 10-15 minutes hanging in her chat. You know, tell her I sent you. Please. Otherwise, if you guys got other places to be, things to do, I understand. Have a nice night. I'll be live again tomorrow at 8 Eastern. I think I'm going to play more DVD tomorrow night, not Alien Isolation. So more DVD tomorrow night, maybe a killer stream, 8 Eastern. As always, guys, thank you so much whether you're here for a minute or the whole stream. I always appreciate it, especially the people who chat. I'll see you guys again tomorrow night. Have a good one.